singer that you are.
It's a great day, sports world. What's up to all the sports lovers, the haters, the addicts, and the fanatics out there? This is Larry Patterson for GT365. That's Game Time 365 Sports. Right here on the GTSN, it's the Game Time Sports Network. Just wrapped up week 4, heading into week 5. Mon, how you doing? See, your Raiders got a big loss. I don't know why you had that hat on, but you probably say why I got my hat on. It's not a coincidence. We just ended up doing it. But hey, how you doing today, brother?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing a lot better than I was week 3. The Ferrari woke up a little bit. Yes, it came in a loss, but I see what everybody see why he went number 6 overall now. So it's hard to pull something from a bad loss. Chicago Bears. I didn't expect them to come in and get a win, but you got to take something from the game, and yeah, man. On the on to Indiana Jones in the coast this week.
And he's off to a good start, isn't he? So recapping week 4, you got the Seahawks defeating the Cardinals on last Thursday night, 23-20. And then you hit the Sunday games. The Pittsburgh Steelers got a close victory out of the Minnesota Vikings with 24-21. That was over there in Dublin. The Bills. The Bills defeated the Saints 31-19. It was a little closer than what we thought. We thought it was going to be a clear blowout, but then eventually, the Buffalo Bills went ahead and escaped with it. The Texans shut out the Titans 26-0. Man, Cam Moore got on the presser and he said straight up, "We ass." So, um, the Detroit Lions pretty much blew out the Browns 34-10. We'll talk about them a little later on in the show and their situation that they have going on. The Falcons defeated the Commanders 34-27. The Eagles defeated the Buccaneers in a close one, 31-25. The Patriots defeated the Carolina Panthers 42-13. The Giants, my boy Jackson Dart got that win. Close victory 21-18 over the Chargers. The Jacksonville Jaguars defeated San Francisco 49ers 26-21. The Rams defeated the Colts 27-20 in a close one. Basically came down to a turnover from the Colts. And that's pretty much how they got that win. The Bears defeated the Raiders 25-24. The Chiefs defeated the Ravens 37-20, and then you go to Sunday night. It was a tie 40-40 between the Cowboys and the Packers. On Monday night, you had the Dolphins defeat the Jets 27-21, and you had the Denver Broncos defeat the Cincinnati Bengals 28-3. I'm not happy about that victory, but anything that pointed out that really caught your eye from last week, do you have anything?
Yeah, man. It to me, the rookies. Some of them had their coming out party. Ashton Genty, of course, if I spoke a few seconds ago, he had 130 some yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns, 2 receiving, 1 rushing. He had a coming out party. Amarion Hampton as well in a losing effort with the Chargers. He had 12 carries, 13 carries for 120 some yards, a couple catches for some yards. So, and then Jackson Dart, of course, in that same game. A great win. I questioned it. When is the right time to start him? I know you had brought it up. If you can throw him in the fire, you might as well. Obviously, what you said, it was absolutely correct. It was the right call. So kudos to you to making that call. Yeah, man, I think the rookies came out and they had a good week all the way around. The Washington Commanders rookies, they had a good showing. Cincinnati Bengals, their wide receiver, I can't think of his name, but I think his last name is Tillman. He's their 4th or 5th round rookie. I believe he scored a touchdown this week last week, but he played well this week. Yes, they lost to to you know who, but I think he performed pretty well. Been performing pretty well. Um, yeah, man. And Cam Ward, yes, it's in a losing effort. You ain't scored no points, man. But not on no, not on the field, but the things that he's saying off the field, he's saying all the right things. At the podium, getting the hard questions from the media, and he's being blunt right now, and that's something that you rarely hear from these teams out here, these players. He spoke his truth. So yes, it was in a losing effort, man, but he continued to see why he's the number one overall pick for a reason. So all in all, the rookies played well this week. The I got a thought in mind here, and I'll see what you think in a second. Um, so I've been just looking in like just looking at the landscape of the league the last past couple of weeks and last year. And I always talk about the AFC got the superpowers, superheroes as quarterbacks, right? I've been saying it for like the months now. But as I'm starting to notice and starting to see everybody settle in and be who they are, the AFC has the superheroes at quarterback, but the NFC, they have the better rosters, 1 through 53. You got the Eagles, deep roster. The Packers, deep roster. Cowboys, yeah, they're not as deep as they were. The Rams, deep roster. Buccaneers got a pretty nice roster. Those are the teams that, if talk about depth, if they can survive an injury and be okay, an injury or two and be all right. Now on the AFC side, you got the Chiefs roster not like it was back in the day. You got Patrick Mahomes. You got Buffalo. Outside of Keon Coleman, Shaquille Shakir, pretty thin. Joe Burrow up there in Cincinnati, he not even playing. It's him a bust every time they step on the field on Sundays. Lamar Jackson, yes, he has the roster, but the roster's not living up to the potential with $200 million defensive player and $200 million defensive players and a $90 million defensive lineman. And then you got Marlon Humphrey out there, he's hurt. Nate Wiggins is hurt. Then you got Herbie out there. He's a top 7, 8 quarterback. Is that roster where it needs to be to compete and win a championship? Probably not. So I go all this to say is, hey, if somehow one of those superhuman quarterbacks get hurt, it's going to be a long season for a team in the AFC. Just because they're going to rely on so much of the other parts of their team to come through and step up. Where I think on the NFC side, as you can see now with Mac Jones, he's playing out of San Francisco, and he's won 2 straight with Brock Purdy being out with his toe. So I think, as I look at the landscape of the league, I think, the better quarterbacks, the better talented quarterbacks are in the AFC, but the better rosters overall 1 through 53 is in the NFC. And we're going to see how that plays a factor coming down the stretch here during the playoff time is, hey, what can be sustainable, having a superhero or you having a great roster with good depth?
Okay, I gotta push back here. So you're putting the superheroes in the AFC, and I get what you're saying about the NFC and the roster construction. The reason why you would put the NFC quarterbacks in that room, but can we have an argument that Matthew Stafford and Jalen Hurts, besides Patrick Mahomes, have won Super Bowls in the past recent years?
Yeah, yeah. Matthew Stafford. Okay, so Matthew Stafford in the NFC is one of those superheroes.
Okay. Oh. Okay. All right. All
Yeah,
right. All right.
I'm not saying they don't have any.
Okay.
Yeah, they got
Gotcha.
yeah, he's one of those superheroes that if you was to put him in the AFC, yeah, he can do. If you gave Matthew Stafford the I don't know, I'll probably say the Titans roster, he'll probably have 2 wins right now, minimum. Just because off the strength of him being in the league 16 years, been there, done that, Hall of Fame quarterback, he'll give you 2 wins off strength. No disrespect to the Titans roster, just not where it need to be. But yes, he's a superhero over there in the NFC. And and I will add one more. I will argue to say if Jaden Daniels get right, he can be the other. Now Jalen Hurts, we know what Jalen Hurts is. He's not going to pop you with the numbers, not unless he's playing in the Super Bowl versus Patrick Mahomes. Jared Goff, he's going to be steady Eddie. He's going to do the right thing, make the right reads, and that's another roster that's pretty deep. That's over there in the NFC, and then everything else is just it's young. Dak is what Dak is, but I wouldn't put him in that class with Stafford and Mahomes and the boys out in the AFC. I would, if I had to pick one quarterback from the NFC to put in the category with those superheroes, Lamar, Joe, Josh, Patrice, it would be Matthew Stafford. Yeah, man, that's just how I feel about the landscape. But nevertheless, man, we had a good week of football. That was just my little tangent that I had and wanted to get what you thought about it. And I didn't forget about Stafford. That was coming up after that was my rebuttal to you because I knew he was coming up in your argument to make the case for him. So
um, all right. So yeah, but I as far as like the superhero conversation, putting them in there, I totally agree. I will say that my only pushback is like, okay, yeah, we've seen it from Burrow a few years ago, but as of late, like that's what 2 straight years of not 2 or 3 straight years of not making the postseason.
right, but so here's my thing to you, right, and we can
I mean,
move
I
on.
get what you're saying, man.
And we can move on. If you was to take out Patrick Lamar, who in the NFC besides probably Stafford are you taking over Joe Burrow right now?
But well,
No,
Stafford
you're
with
not.
Stafford with the experience.
Yeah, right. Anybody else?
Uh,
No Baker, no Lamar. I mean, no Baker, no Dak, no Jaden. Jaden, if he's right, but it's year two.
yeah,
Uh,
I can't go off of just the 1 year.
right, it's year two. Um, you're not taking Sam Donald. You're not taking Caleb Williams. You're not taking Jared Goff. You're not taking JJ McCarthy or Carson Wentz. You're not taking Jordan Love. Okay, you can make an argument, but you probably still take Burrow healthy. Um, NFC East, yeah, we said Jalen, Daniels, Dak, Dart. He's still new. NFC South, you got Penix, Bryce, Baker, and I don't even know who the quarterback is for the Saints. No disrespect. Spencer Rattler. And so
It
I
don't it
mean,
don't even matter for
it don't matter, right, bro? It really don't. But I'm just saying, like you probably still taking Burrow as he is right now over probably Stafford. That's the only one you probably would, push. You'll fight from me though. So yeah, man. Like is Burrow what he was 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Absolutely not. But we know it's variables and factors that plays into why he's not what he used to be.
And let me fix that because I'm not gonna say what Burrow was. I mean, he just passed what for like 40 something touchdowns last year. He just had a monster season.
I
Just
think he had
didn't make the
41.
playoffs.
Right, he had 41 of
So
them things, bro.
yeah. So we'll go through like our picks this week from last week. If
Boy,
you
let
look
me
at the
tell you.
standings now,
Ooh, ooh.
your boy done creeped up. I had a good week, 11-4-1. Or friend of the show, Rob, 10-5-1. He had a good week. He done stepped into the 30 range. And Amon, still currently leading right now. He had an 8-7-1 record last year. Bad week, very bad week. And he's got a 40-23-1 record. I am three games behind you. I am on your tail, yo.
Yeah,
Uh,
this a bounce back week for me. So yeah, I feel good. I feel good.
so those were how the results from last week. Big week for your boy. I'm coming for it again. I'm coming for it again, especially with the picks that I got this year.
I'm gonna tell you
Um,
right now, if I wake up on Sunday at 9:30 and Cleveland up 7-0 on Minnesota, I'm gonna say you got the week. That's all I'm gonna say. You got the week. You might be 44 and something come next Thursday when we do this thing again. So
Man, I be mad. I just be looking very confused if Cleveland is up shit 14-3 and if I'm already gonna be at work. So but 14-3 and Cleveland leading, I'm gonna be highly upset.
yeah, my old man probably gonna be cold. I'm gonna get mad, go upstairs and do something else. I ain't even gonna watch the game.
We had a number of injuries this past week, starting with Sunday. with Malik Neighbors. Uh, he had is that the ACL?
Mm-hmm.
He had the ACL. Very devastating because there's one of the young athletes in the league that we love watching. Seeing him perform. And then if you throw this little nugget right here, notable ACL and Achilles tears suffered on MetLife Stadium's turf since 2020, and you look at all those names right there. Uh, those are some big names right there. Nick Bosa, Aaron Rodgers a couple years ago, and like New York, yeah, New York, the men, they are very wealthy enough to where they can afford the grass. So why don't you just go ahead and do it right by the players? I mean, I'm not sitting here blaming everything on the turf, because you can tear your ACL and tear your Achilles on grass.
Yeah,
But
man, but that ain't good, bro. Like, especially when it's your superstar players, man. Like Malik Neighbors, your future, your future, development in Jackson Dart is dependent on Malik Neighbors being out there because that's gonna be his go-to. And for him not being there in a crucial part of Jackson Dart's career for his rookie season, being there to help him develop, make everything look easy for him, that's gonna hurt. So I think with those list of injuries, those are those key players at that time for that team. Think about it. You had Nick Bosa in 2020. I think that was San Francisco's
Super Bowl
Super Bowl
years,
year.
yeah.
I don't think he was available.
But I don't want to
I don't know. I
say.
don't know. I'm about to have to check about that. But nevertheless, that was a big year. I think that was Bosa's second year. I want to say no. Chase Young was 19. Bosa was, I don't remember. Well, whatever the case may be. Those are some key losses, man, to some big time players, man. I don't know if you could pull that graphic back up for me or not, but yeah, Nick Bosa 2020, Solomon Thomas, Jabril Peppers, Wandale Robinson second round pick, Sterling Shepard second, third round pick, Aaron Rodgers coming off the Achilles, coming up towards Achilles or ACL, whatever it is. Um, 2023 forcing that into the season. Then Malik Neighbors in 25. Yeah, man, I think it's gonna be a serious discussion about this turf that's in MetLife, and they're gonna have to do something. And if not, people are not. It's gonna play a factor, and people want to come play there. You know what I mean? You get how many games there a year? Maybe 8, 9,
Mhm.
and chances you getting hurt and go up playing in MetLife. So man, we'll definitely see. It sucks for the Raiders. It sucks for the Giants, but Malik Neighbors get healthy soon. You're not super dynamic when you're on the field, and we know why you went top 10 last year. So I'm excited to see your recovery process and how you could come out and kill and be even stronger next year.
Nick Bosa did only play 2 games in 2020. That same year that they went to the Super Bowl. So no, they did not have him in the Super Bowl. Imagine if they did, though. Maybe, just maybe, they would have a Super Bowl ring right now.
Maybe.
Uh,
But thank God they,
uh,
because I ain't trying to hear that noise, boy. Ooh.
all right, me either. Another player, Tyreek Hill, on the Monday night. Did you see the gruesome knee injury that he had?
Bro, it looked like one of them sticks that you break off the tree when you about to get a whooping by your mama or grandma when you was
Yeah,
young. It looked like that,
yeah.
if you seen it, man, it wasn't pretty, bro. So, but
I done felt a few of those in my lifetime.
I ain't. God
Yeah.
bless y'all, but I ain't got no time for that. I know I'll be up right now playing 2K, all stitched up and everything, but I can't move, can't do nothing. You just stuck in the house. So yeah,
Yeah.
man, recovery process is going to be a little tough for him, but prayers up to Tyreek. I don't know how you feel about it. I'm gonna ask you, what do you think his next steps is? I got a probably a not so popular take, but I'm gonna let you share. I'm gonna share it with you after I hear what you think about the situation.
Well, yeah, you already know. I think I had told you we was off the air when I told you when he was doing this, he was smiling. In the back of his mind, the only thing I'm thinking is he's saying, "Yeah, it's done. He out of here."
Yeah,
Yeah. Face it, at trade deadline, he was. They were already talks already about him potentially getting traded somewhere anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So this right here is just the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Do you really think that he's coming back there next year?
He has no more guarantee money on his contract after 2025. So more than likely,
And,
this is going to be it anyway. So
and McDaniel probably won't even be there anyway.
exactly,
So,
exactly. But yeah,
uh,
but
go
yeah,
ahead.
I really think when you look at the whole thing in totality, I really think that, and I could be wrong, and I'm by myself on this one. I think that was it for Tyreek. I think that was his last snap in the NFL. I think so. And the reason why I say that
Mm,
is your 6th round pick coming out of school. There's probably not, and his little run that he had with the Chiefs, that's probably wasn't one, maybe two wide receivers you're taking before him. He'd have came up, made some money, uh, won a what, 2 Super Bowls? Two? I can't think of him right now, but he's won Super Bowls.
one.
One.
Yeah, because remember he played the Bucks in the second one, like the 1 year right after
Yeah.
that one,
Yeah.
and I think that was the end of his reign there.
Yeah. One Super Bowl. Um, got traded, still ball, frustration. You be 32 going into next year. You don't have your fastball anymore. You tore your PCL, your MCL, your ACL. Yeah, I mean, it won't just no major, I mean, no minor tear. It's you mean you broke kneecap, everything.
Multiple ligaments.
Multiple ligaments. You didn't hit your artery, thank God, because that would be even more scarier. Nerve damage, I think he don't have any nerve damage. But I think, when he sit down and look at it, he probably like, you know what, I had a good career. My 4-3, my 4-2 is probably gonna be a 4-4 now, 4-5. I'm not gonna have the same get up. Not saying that he still ain't fast, but he's not gonna have the same impact as he had when he was running 4-2s. Because when Tyreek was in Kansas City, you see him line up, you giving him 20 yards of cushion off rip because you just don't want to take that chance of being blown by. But now, if you get him on the field and he's coming off a gruesome injury, you're gonna be scared. You're gonna raise up, but you're not going to be as scared to play him a little tighter because he doesn't have that getaway speed. He don't have his fastball anymore. Once you lose that fastball, it's like in baseball. Once you lose that fastball, it's like, okay, you are what you are.
Yeah.
So I really think that, I think he's going to retire. I really do. I haven't heard anybody else say this yet. I'm probably the first one you've heard say that, but I think he's done. Um, I think that was the last snap of Tyreek Hill's career. And if he come back, great. Um, the question is, who's going to really take a chance on him? That's the question. So
Uh, who's going to take a chance on him? I don't
I mean,
know.
I would. I would. You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
But I should
I,
chance on anything right now. I can do anything right now, boy. I'm desperate. Well, I'm trying to tell you,
uh, well,
anything to get back.
before he got traded, I mean, I was lobbying for us to, okay, man, make something happen, man. We got to get something. But, yeah, I feel you. I think he will. Like you said, he will lose some of his speed, but I think he'll still be somewhat effective,
Yeah,
especially in the underneath stuff, short route stuff, type stuff like that. Breakaway speed. I don't know. Those go routes. I'm not sure. So that's just something that'll remain to be seen. But prayers out to him and hope that he goes through a speedy recovery. Uh, if I don't have the graphic up, but if you want to run through the standings real quick from each division in the NFC North, you got the Lions sitting at 3-1, the Packers sitting at 2-1-1, Minnesota sitting at 2-2, and the Bears sitting at 2-2. Uh, what is your take on this division? Real in a small assessment, quick assessment. What is your take on these four teams in this division going into Week 5?
yeah. I think it's a two-team race between the Lions and Packers. Vikings just don't have their quarterback. Yeah, JJ's down. Carson Wentz. We seen Carson Wentz turn to the old pumpkin, and Caleb Williams is year one of Ben Johnson offense. It's going to take some time. So between the Lions and Packers, it's up for grabs.
Got two straight wins.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's not easy. It's hard to beat one team they won. So I mean, so whatever. All you gotta do is just breathe, and you'll beat that team. So
You talking about the Ravens?
no comment. But go ahead.
In the NFC South, you got the Buccaneers sitting at 3-1, the Falcons at 2-2, the Panthers at 1-3, and the Saints at 0-4.
Whew. All
Uh,
right.
yeah, the Saints.
Yeah, I mean, quick assessment: Saints. Any quarterback that you want that you may need for your franchise is up for the taking next year in the draft. So good luck with that.
I mean, you just took one.
Any quarterback that you want to draft next year will be available for you. So scouts, get out there, do your work. Panthers, Dave Canales, Bryce Young. I think his honeymoon is coming to an end if they don't pick it up. At least show some progress. Atlanta, Michael Penix, you got to throw the ball in the middle of the field because you can't see you can't you got blinders on in the middle of the field. In Tampa Bay, just keep doing what you're doing. Mike Evans, I know he out. Emeka Book is a superstar in Week 5. So Buccaneers, I said it'd be Atlanta's division for the take, and I'm still holding out hope. But Buccaneers right now look at it, ready to sew it up again. First quarter.
Uh, yeah, I agree. It's probably about a two-man race, two team race right now, with the Falcons being right there. Um, NFC West, you got three teams:
Whoa.
49ers, Seahawks, and the Rams, in which the 49ers and the Rams do play tonight in probably about another hour. All three of them sitting at 3-1, and then you got the Cardinals sitting at 2-2. Uh, I think the Rams are going to really eventually sneak their way up to getting that first place spot, and then just ultimately just racing off with it. I don't believe in Sam Darnold. I believe I like what I'm seeing from Sam Darnold right now, even though what's around him is really benefiting him with Kenneth Walker, Kenneth Walker, playing pretty well in that running attack. But I feel like the Rams are just ultimately just going to go ahead and it's only going to take a matter of time to win. I don't know when, but they're just going to go ahead and take that division and just roll with it.
Yeah, man. It's the war of attrition out there in the NFC West, man. You got the whole the first 22 for the 49ers feel like they're on IR this year. Seahawks, they got some good quality wins, but we'll definitely see here when division, when the season gets tougher for them. Rams, seasoned veterans, Matthew Stafford, Devontae Adams, they done been there, done that. They don't want some high level games. Matthew Stafford being the experienced vet in that division. And for Arizona, man, hey, Kyler Murray is on you. Maserati Mav is on you. The defense is playing pretty decent. Not the greatest, but they're playing decent. Trey McBride, I haven't heard too much of him. So, until, like I said, I agree with you, the Rams, that was my preseason pick to win that division. I'm going to stick by it. And until somebody say, hey, no, enough is enough, I'm going to stay with the Rams.
Eagles at 4-0, Commanders at 2-2, Dallas at 1-2-1, the Giants sitting at 1-3. The same thing. I think it's going to be a two-team race, but uh, yeah, two-team race. Because I think if I'm sitting here saying anything about Dallas, I know they're going to end up letting me down anyway. Uh, but I feel like they can give you some games going down the stretch, even though they're not at full strength. But I think just two-team race. And then I think with the Giants, uh, Jackson Dart's got another matchup coming up, in which we'll showcase that more when we discuss the matchups. But uh, yeah, Eagles pretty much.
Yeah, Eagles, they're the snake class in the NFC. Commanders going to be in the fight. Cowboys will fight you now. As much as
Yeah,
I hate the Cowboys and I talk crap about them every day, I breathe on this earth. They'll fight you. And it's just the Giants is just, hey, Jackson Dart, let's get him. Let's go in here support him and give him the best chance to succeed. Whether that's winning games or just learn how to play the NFL game and slow it down and get deep into the playbook and hit his you know because I noticed in the game on Sunday it was first read, second read, take off. They're going to be open windows that second and third wave that you're going to have to see, and that's part of his development going forward. So, yeah, man, that's how I feel about the NFC Eagles until somebody else say so.
Real quick before we go, what do you think about the AJ Brown tweet and then walking it back in the presser, basically saying that it's not an issue? Uh, how long before it becomes an issue?
It's already an issue. He's just doing the right thing because they're winning. Winning cures everything. And if they were 0-4, oh yeah, he'd be out of there. They're 4-0, so he's mild-mannered, mild-tempered. But ultimately, you know how I feel about this. I think he will be moved in the offseason. I don't know exactly where, um, but I think he will be in a new uniform next year for sure.
And I remember you saying that too. I mean, even though the team that you want him to go to, I don't want it to happen. I don't think it's going to happen.
No, it's not.
But I know you did speak on that, and just seeing the type of ball that they play, and seeing how he wants to be relied on, it's just not going to work because you got to look at matchups and knowing that sometimes Jalen Hurts, you realize what type of ball he's playing now. He's playing safe ball. With the if the look is there, he's gonna give it to you, but he's trying not to turn the ball over, and that's the big thing for him. And I think maybe they don't fall into AJ Brown's, to his cup of tea, man.
Yeah,
Um, Going to the AFC side, you got Bills 4-0. You got Patriots 2-2. They got a big contest this week. You got the Dolphins 1-3, and the Jets 0-4. The Jets, go ahead and find your new signal caller in this year's draft.
yeah, absolutely.
Um, just Justin Fields just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah. I know how you
Um,
feel about Justin Fields, so I knew that was coming.
and with Miami, I think there's going to be changes there as well in the off season. And New England is on the rise, and then Buffalo. I mean, they got concerns with defense. But your assessment on them?
Yeah, man, I think Buffalo until they got Superman in that division. They got Thanos in that division. I call Josh Harlan. He Thanos to me right now. Well, yeah, he's Thanos right now.
I
Uh,
get it.
but until somebody else say something, otherwise, Tua, yeah, Drake may keep progressing. Like you said about the Jets, find your quarterback, Aaron Glenn, get your culture in there. But I will say this though. You know what I'm gonna say. You already know what I'm gonna say. You telling me I got an 0-4 Jets team and a defense, right? That's their calling card, quote unquote, right? Number one he ain't playing like a $30 million corner. He's not. He's grabbing, he's handsy. And I'm just disappointed. Not from a hater perspective, because I think Stingley's better than him. But it's just from, hey, what you know, the money that you got, the type of hype that you got. No, don't get me wrong, you were good. And it's just not matching up right now. The ball production is not there. He's not taking the ball away. And I just feel like he's a better player. I feel like the hype is not matching the play for me. And the money that you're making is kind of like, why is everybody scared of Sauce, or why would everybody, I know 6'3", you can't teach his measurables. That's scary stuff. But
Right.
I just feel like it's not matching up. When I want my corner to line up out there, when I hear like a Patrick Surtain or a Derek Stingley or who my other boy, can't think of his name right now, but those two guys in general, when he Jalen Johnson, he's a big good corner. Those guys, when I want to know, hey, this guy, you got a game plan around this guy, and I don't feel that way about Sauce Gardner.
About Sauce, not the way that you would say coming into like the first second year of the season, and
Right,
like now is, and he's been getting beat.
right.
It's just not, yeah. So you can go ahead and burn me on him. Hey, I take that.
Yeah, right. And like I said, it's like Denzel Ward. When I think about corners like that, well, you're gonna have a long day at the office when you play these guys. It's just it's just not matching up. J.C. Horn, for that matter, he plays, he balls. Now I ain't saying he's
Yes.
better than Sauce or anything like that, but you're gonna have a long day at the office when you're playing them tough boys out there on the island. So, but yeah, I'm a little disappointed. But other than that, Bills until somebody say otherwise.
Steelers sitting at 3-1, Bengals at 2-2, and both the Ravens and the Browns sitting at 1-3. Uh, I don't know if Lamar is playing this week. I think it's leaning toward no, he's not playing.
Like 2 to 5
Um,
weeks, I want to say 2 to 3 weeks. You probably gonna be out.
oh, man. Uh, this Ravens team is in trouble.
Sad but true.
The Browns and the quarterback situation. Okay, right decision. You going with Dylan Gabriel. He was a third round pick. According to how they do business. But how do you have Joe Flacco in the number two spot and number two quarterback? I'm not understanding it. So that yeah, I think it's a little bit more than football. I already know figure what you probably gonna say, but and
Yeah,
then with the Steelers, man, just I mean they keep finding ways to win. That Patriots game pretty much came down to a fumble, with the Patriots fumbled and they got off with that, and then a close victory last week to Minnesota. Uh, what is your assessment? And with the well, of course, with the Bengals already, but what is your assessment on this division, real quick?
if the Steelers is gonna ever take a division and run away with it, this would be the perfect time to do it. The Bengals. They don't have that guy Lamar. He's Lamar's playing fine. It's just the defense is bad. Like those are two things that I never thought I'd hear in the same sentence like ever in my life. Bad Ravens defense. Like they always had legit defense. It's just different now. I don't know.
That was
Uh,
their pedigree.
that was their calling card. The
Yes.
2000 Ravens, 2000 Ravens, whatever year, 2012 Ravens when they won the Super Bowl. It was like, yo, you not you're not dealing with us. And it's not like that no more. They got good players. They traded for Roquan Smith, gave him $100 million, and he can beat by tight end slower than me. Like, what are we doing? Like, the only true player on that defense I really think is worth for something is probably Kyle Hamilton. And they lucked up and he fell into their lap because 16 other teams were just too stupid to take him. My team being one of them. He's sitting right there, blue chip player. You got to take him. I don't care if you already got to take him. So he fell into their lap.
He
Uh,
went late 20s.
Something like that. It was stupid. Whatever. He felt because he ran a 4 or 5 something. He thought it was too slow. That's another. Don't you do that? Because I'm about to get mad. I'm about to crash out. But yeah, if the Steelers gonna take it, this is the time to take it. So yes, if Pittsburgh, if time to shine.
In the AFC South, the Colts and the Jaguars both 3-1. You would probably say that's a little bit of a surprise going into week 5. You wouldn't expect those two teams to be 3-1. Texas sitting there 1-3, and then according to Cam Ward, the Titans are ass. So, um,
The realest statement I heard all press conference, bro. That's real. Simple as that. I respect it. I love it, man, because I don't know if his teammates in the locker room disagree. I mean, agree with him or not, but that's raw feelings, bro. So what can you do?
and if anybody has a problem with it, my man was ready to go ahead with Jeffrey Simmons, and he ain't scared to do it. So,
Absolutely, and that's what you want, man.
who do you is week 5 now? Who would you say is a prediction that will come out of this division?
Well, you make a good case for the Colts to come out, but man, for some reason, man, I still believe in CJ. I don't know why. The offensive line ain't giving me no reason to. Until Trevor Lawrence get over that hump and take that next step, I'm gonna still roll with the Texans. I picked them in preseason to win division. I like CJ way too much, man. He's in a messed up situation right now, and I think he's good enough to figure it out to where he can will him a couple ball games and win a division because it ain't like the AFC South is the dig it.
Uh,
Hold over
uh,
the toughest divisions in the league. You know what I'm trying to say.
yeah. Um, Coach should be 4-1, 4-0.
It should
If it
be two
was,
and two. It should be 2-2 if
it
somebody
should be
stop
2-2.
if there's somebody can stop throwing the ball to the other team. But we'll talk about that guy here in a few minutes. But it's two guys in that division just throw the ball to the wrong color. But whatever.
But Adonai Mitchell, he had the touchdown.
But
You
man,
just can't
point
make this
shaving.
up.
You a point shaving. You can't convince me otherwise. You been playing ball since you was in Pop Warner, 7, 8 years old. You know to take the ball over the goal line. All of a sudden you want to fumble it out. Man, he had a parlay in, man. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. He had to have a parlay in. He had to, but nah, man. On a most serious note, man, that was an unfortunate play. I feel like if he scores there, they win that game. It put some distance between them and the Rams. Unfortunately, Matthew Stafford, being a veteran that he is, Tutu Atwell out of there, and that was pretty much ball game. That was deflating. You couldn't come back. You can't come back from that. Um, so yeah, man, I think should be 4-0, 3-1, should be 2-2. But like I said, the ball can go either one or two ways. You can go, for the home team or the away team, and they've been on the good side of the bounces the past couple of weeks. So, yeah, man, Texas until they prove me otherwise.
Big matchups coming from those guys in the AFC South. We'll get to them in a minute, but I think the Jags. I'm looking at a team like the Jags. I don't know, that defense playing pretty decent over there.
Defense
So
playing pretty. Yeah, I think they got. I think they lead the league in takeaways. I think they got like 13.
yes, they lead the league in takeaways.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Ooh.
That
Oh, just-
that price for Devin Lloyd going up, boys. Lord have mercy, man.
uh in the AFC West, you got the
Lord.
Chargers at 3-1. You got the Chiefs and the Broncos sitting at 2-2, and then you got the Raiders sitting at 1-3. I'm not surprised at that, but Ashton Genty went off this week. Yeah, well, like a buck 30 something,
Mm-hmm.
and what's your take on this? I think the Chargers are gonna. This thing that's still going to be up here is like one of those teams, but the injuries are piling up, and I think eventually over time it's going to start catching up to them.
Yeah, man. Um, that division in a whole, I still think it's Kansas City's to lose, only because they got Thanos over there as well. And I don't care if you put me in the slot and put you in out wide at the Z, he'll find you the ball, and we can put the ball in the paint. At some point, whether it's him, he run around 30 minutes, he'll find us open.
Oh yeah,
When you got that guy, and you got Andy Reid. Hard to bet against them, bro. They've been there, done that. They've been in every situations you can think of, in clutch moments, playoffs, regular season. Until somebody say no, enough is enough, and I don't think the Broncos or the Raiders or the Chargers, for this matter, have enough to say enough is enough. Maybe more of the Chargers than the Raiders or the Broncos. But until then, no, it's the Chiefs. And for the Chargers, man, they just got to stay, stay healthy, bro. They just can't catch a break. Whether it's the tackles, Joe Alt with a sprained ankle, you got Slater. He went in with a torn patella tendon. We know Herbert. He has a history of having little nick injuries. We hope that don't come into effect. And in the
Najee
Broncos,
Harris gone for the year as well.
torn Achilles. Uh, and then for the Broncos, man, it's just Bo Nix. What are we doing? Like, you got the if you want to go off PFF stats, you've had the best pass blocking offensive line in the league, I think, according to their stats. And you throwing the ball to Cam Bynum and them boys out of nowhere. You have to stop turning the ball over. But I will say, though, I'm a little disappointed in RJ Harvey. I thought I'd see a lot more from him than I have. J.K. Dobbins has been a pleasant surprise. I'm glad he finally, looking like his old self. Troy Franklin, I mean, you need the sticky glue that my man had on in the Little Giants movie. He had the jump stuck to his hand like this. You need to get some of that. Cortland Sutton, I'm just, whatever. I'm not a big fan of Cortland Sutton, but he's tall, 6'4", 6'5". He can get the ball, whatever. And Hufanga, he's been a pleasant surprise. The one free agent that I think has been playing well is Tylenol Hufanga. and we're yet to see Drake Greenlaw. He's on IR, so we'll see him in a couple of weeks. Hopefully, he can stay healthy. So until Bo Nix proves that he's not the reason that the Colts are, the Broncos are losing games. I'm not saying he's the sole reason, but he's played a factor in turning the ball over and just making some questionable reads, as you would call me, and crash out every play. And then for the Vegas, just Geno Smith. Like, what are you doing? Like, you throw to every player that doesn't have a black or white jersey on. Like what are you doing? Like, you got picked off on the same exact play twice. Kevin Byard picked you off twice on the same play and the same route concept. Like you've been in the league too long to be making these mistakes twice. Offensive line, good job, picking it up, being more in sync. This week, we have a crucial injury in Colton Miller. He has a hairline fracture on his ankle, so he'll be done for the year probably. Um, Genty, good. You picking it up. You went back to your Michael Myers stance. I'm gonna let you go ahead in a second. Um, and we don't have a veteran wide receiver outside of Jacoby Myers that can get open. So we're relying on rookies and second year and third year players, which you think they would be able to get open. But we're relying on Jack Bash, Dante Thornton Jr. To get open, and they just can't get open just because they don't know what they don't know as rookies. But yeah, man, it's gonna be this could be a struggle season if we can't pick up the blocking and Geno can't play better. We're gonna be, much as that's my team, I love them to death, but sometimes you gotta be real with yourself. And hey, we might be sitting there picking behind the Titans and Saints if we don't pick it up. I would not be surprised. But that's my assessment of the AFC West. Chiefs to somebody else say otherwise.
Geno Smith has a 6-7 touchdown interception ratio right there.
Bro, I know you ain't gotta do that. You could have snuck that, keep that on the tuck. You ain't gotta put that in my face. I know you're a hater, dude. Good lord, bro. Like, what are we doing? Like, I know this.
Nah, but on a serious note, since you watched the game so close, he's been sacked 12 times.
12.
Is that on him or is that on the lack of the offensive line?
The offensive line not picking up stunts and stuff. You got a rookie, a second year player, DJ Glaze, and then you've been had a rotating door at guard. You have Kappa, then you have Jackson Powers Johnson, and then Dylan Parham hasn't been playing well as in the first 2 weeks of the season. Now there's they had a better game this week. Of course, Jancy showing the numbers to show that he had a better game, but Geno making second and third year reads poor decisions that she shouldn't make it year 12 or whatever year you are in the league. You shouldn't be making those reads. And then the defense is playing well. Max Crosby had his first interception of the year, of his career this year. Tyree Wilson is, playing himself into some money. Eric Stokes, so we got him off the scrap. He's playing well, so I expect him to get a contract. And then, Caillou Blue Kelly on the other side. He's struggling right now, so I expect the rookie Darian Porter to get some more snaps this week. And then the linebackers, man, they're just Devin White has had a resurgence. Jermaine Pratt, I'm not really, enthused. Landon Roberts, they're older guys. And then on the back, we're just super young, all the way around. And Pete, he loves playing these young boys. As you can tell, his first think about it. I'm not saying this correlates to whatever the case may be, but when Pete got to USC, his first year, he was won 3-4 games and he took off. He got to Seattle, he went 7-9, made everything scrappy. The next year they took off. So he's building his program. He's not giving me any reason to divvy away from him. I'm gonna give him the respect and time this year to get it right. Give him another year as well. I don't know how long this deal is with him and his coaching contract, but yeah, man, we got to beef up the line and get more depth. But other than that, we're gonna be sitting in fourth place. Sad but true, man. But we got it November 6th, man. We got to come through. This will make my year if we can beat the Broncos on November 6th, man. But they ain't saying much because they ain't beat us in about 10 years anyway. But it'll be a hard fought division win for sure.
Beat you twice last year.
Yeah, we beat y'all twice in the last 4 years. So you got it. You got it, man.
Going to this week's games. Starting tonight, we got San Francisco and the LA Rams kicking off. San Francisco has a lot of injuries, man. The Rams are favored in this one by 8.5 points. and the total set at 43 and a half. Let me read off the injuries here. So
Please don't, boy.
I,
You can read a book.
I know it's a lot, but Nick Martin and Jordan James, two rookies for the 49ers, are inactive due to coach's decision. Don't understand that, but okay. Jawan Jennings inactive. Brock Purdy inactive. Jawan Jennings inactive with an ankle. Purdy inactive with a toe. Ricky Pearsall is inactive with a knee PCL. Jordan Watkins, who's another rookie, he's inactive with a calf. I mean, you just Brandon Ayuk still out. Malik Mustafa still out. Nick Bosa on IR. This George Kittle on IR. This team is injury riddled. So my question to you is, what are you expecting out of this game tonight? Because I'm expecting just the Rams just score fest.
Yeah, I'm expecting the Rams to just pack it up and just do what they got to do to get the win. They should win this game. But I will say this, and I heard this point earlier. If somehow, some Lord's willing, that the San Francisco 49ers win this game, a lot of San Francisco 49ers fans will start to think, hmm, we plucked Mac Jones, put him in our system. He's producing. Why we play Brock Purdy $275 million again? Those the but that's me thinking that if the 49ers going like a 3-game winning streak, they win like three in a row, people are gonna start questioning. Okay, so why we pay Brock $275 million again?
Hmm.
I don't want that to happen, but I guarantee you, fan base is going to be like, so we paying the guy $275 million to be on the sideline with a turf toe. Yeah, we can pluck a guy from Jacksonville's quarterback room, put him in Shanahan's system, and win games. Did we waste our money? I don't know, but I think the Rams should win tonight.
Yeah, I think the Rams should. They should just go ahead and skate by this one. So,
You hold it. We
um,
see stranger things happening in the NFL. Green Bay lost to Cleveland.
and that is true. And that goes to what I always say. They are professional. I can definitely see it. I wouldn't be surprised to see it close,
So like
considering with
a last,
all those inactives that they had.
yeah, I can see the Rams kicking a game-winning field goal, winning the game. I would not be surprised. Like I can see the Rams being up 31-0 in the fourth quarter too. So I mean,
Puka Nakua probably had 20 catches tonight. Uh,
hmm.
uh,
Devontae might have something to say about that, and Kyron Williams for that much.
my man, well on his way. I mean, shoot,
Yeah,
have you seen his production?
yeah, he got like 503 in the air already, right?
What? We trying to go ahead and get to the game, man. So when you wake up 9:30 in the morning, you're gonna see Minnesota and Cleveland. Minnesota is still they stayed over there. They played Pittsburgh last week, but now Cleveland comes over there. Dylan Gabriel gets the start against a Brian Flores led defense. I believe that Carson Wentz is still going to be the starting quarterback there in Minnesota this week.
Yes.
Oh man, so how do you feel about Dylan Gabriel getting his first start going against this defense here?
I mean, that's one defense you don't want to get your first start against. Lord have mercy, because Brian Flores is crazy.
You gonna dial it up?
Oh, he gonna throw some stuff at him. He probably gonna have 10 of the people on the sideline. One is a 3 tech and gonna shift. Oh yeah, it's about to get crazy. I mean, this is good. This is a good litmus test for him. If we gonna see a good defensive coordinator, this is the one to see. So he gonna see some stuff he never seen. That defensive pressure is going to get to him. I think Van Ginkel will be back this week, so he'll be playing. We all know how good of a player Van Ginkel is coming off the edge. He's proven that time and time again. Yeah, man, this is a good test, man. So Justin, not Justin Jefferson, but what's the boy name? Jerry Judy, sorry, buckle up, because you're gonna be looking your way a whole lot. And I like, but you know what? As much as we bag on the Browns, I know I do. They have a good foundation as far as like playmakers for the future. They got Isaiah Bond, got Judy, you got
Rashawn
Njoku,
Judkins.
Judkins, you got Jerome Ford, you got Harold Fanning. So you got you got playmakers for the future. So if you can get you a quarterback, if you still need one come next April, whatever the case may be, hey man, he might be going to a his situation ain't gonna be as bad as it is this year. It ain't gonna be as bad as the Tennessee Titans situation, put it like that. So they have young playmakers. But yeah, man, like if Dylan plays bad, you know what's coming. And I think at some point you're gonna have to do that. Put
But
him
if
out.
Dylan, go ahead.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
But if Dylan plays bad, they're gonna go right back to Joe Flacco,
No,
but him being a number two.
no, because then you'll be clear. I don't know if they want to send this message, Cleveland, but then you'll be clear cut saying, "Hey, we just don't want we don't believe they, well they're already saying they don't believe in him by making him number three after they bench Joe Flacco, but you'll be sending a bad message to him to the league if you saying, hey, we're gonna bench Flacco, put Dylan play bad, then Shador ain't, he ain't ready, he's not ready still. But then you go and put Bailey, you sign Bailey Zappi to the practice squad. I'm not gonna go in too deep into that because we try to keep this family friendly here on this show. So yeah, man, that'll be a bad look for the Browns organization. Like for my whole thing is like I'm a fifth round quarterback. Why am I available to the media every day? I'm not playing. I'm on scout team. Why y'all want to talk to me? Go talk
Exactly.
go talk to Dylan. Go talk to Joe. Go talk to Jerry Judy. Go talk to Dewan James on the Dewan Jones on the offensive line. Go talk to Judkins. You don't want to talk to Judkins because he's got some mess anyway. So go talk to somebody else. Why y'all want to talk to me? I'm running scout team. Why is the Browns media team making me available for comments and questions that I'm not gonna be a part of the game plan. You know what I mean? Let me develop. Let me get ready in the background, and when my time is called, and I'm actually getting some quality minutes, and I know I'm starting that week, okay, then you can come question me. But if I'm not, it's just messy to me, bro.
Well, matter of fact, if you don't believe in him, then what is he still on the team for?
Trade them, cut them.
Evidently, you believe in him somewhat. Other than that, he wouldn't be. He wouldn't be.
Somebody in the organization believe in him. I'm not saying it's Stefanski. I'm not saying it's Andrew Barrett. It could be the owner. Somebody believe in him. That's all I'm gonna say for you to have him on there. I think his time will eventually come, maybe in a couple of weeks.
This,
But
I didn't mean to cut you off. This is the type of stuff I hate. So you've been watching football just as long as I have. So you know how the fans will clamor for something and clamor for something, but the organization will continue to make this move. I wouldn't be surprised if Dylan Gabriel went out there and played and like had a rough game, and then they would start him for the next couple weeks, even though it doesn't look good. They just don't want to go to that guy. But by the
right,
time
yeah.
you get to that guy, you're way out of the reach of the playoffs, or you got one game. It's like you win this game, you're still in, but if you lose, you're out. It comes down to that. Mike, you watch the sports so long, you've witnessed that for so long. Just wonder why teams just don't make the right move.
Some things, we're not in the organization. We're outside the building. Of course, we know some people that are in the league circle, so they know more than we do. But yeah, man, NFL is a funny place, bro. It's just funny. But we'll see. Hope Dylan does great on Sunday morning. So yeah, I couldn't even get it out Sunday morning. But he's gonna get a couple weeks to try and correct his mistakes. But he's gonna have mistakes. But we'll definitely see what happens here in a couple weeks. So
You got Dallas going against the Jets this week. Dallas sitting at 1-2-1, and Jets sitting at 0-4. Dallas favored by 2.5, and I think Dallas should be going to just steamroll this team with all the injuries that they do have and all that. But I mean, I can see where the Jets could Aaron Glenn have those guys playing hard and keeping it close too as well. So anything to add with that?
Nah, man, just nah. It's Jet. I mean, Cowboys. Let's get it done.
Texans at the Baltimore Ravens and no Lamar, so this takes the excitement out of that. I think if CJ Stroud, you're sitting at 1-3 right now, if you don't go into Baltimore and with all the injuries that they do have, if you don't go in here and take care of business, granted, if you do get a win, you know what they are going to say, well, Lamar wasn't there. But it's about just taking care of business. If you go in there and you take care of business, man, you're what 2-3. You right back into the thick of things and just hope that the Colts and the Jaguars, drop some games. We'll talk about those in a few minutes. But what do you think about? Well, I know you probably already picking the Texans. I think you picked the Texans already, but
Mhm.
what are the chances of a clear cut blowout here, and how much does Derrick Henry uh, affect this game?
It's funny, man, because Derrick Henry has to get the ball. You have to put the ball in his hands. Run it. You have to run him. He's going to be the focal point in the offense. Not so much Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman and Andrews, but it's going to be a different dynamic for the Texans. I'm going to say on defense this go around because they're going to be focused on stopping Derrick Henry, which I know they're capable of doing. But I will say this: Cooper Rush being the starting quarterback for them, the Texans don't. Their corners and safeties don't have to be on alert or be alarmed of the extended plays plastering to a wide receiver because you're not going to get that escapability from Cooper Rush. He's not going to move, burn you for like Lamar do. Nobody moves like Lamar do. So you're gonna be alert. Stay with your receiver. But I will say this from the Ravens' perspective, they don't. Their receivers are not going to have the time to get open like they would if Lamar was there. Lamar being that threat, they got an extra second or two to get open. He's not there, so they're not worried about Cooper Rush running crazy. They're gonna have to work. They're gonna have to work on this Texan secondary to get open and make plays. So I'm definitely picking the Texans to win this one. I just believe in that defense, and you don't have Lamar, you don't have your fastball. Cooper Rush could win it. He could surprise me, but if the Ravens do win, Derrick Henry went off for 22 for a buck 52, 3 touchdowns. That's the only way they're gonna win.
And look, and I said the same thing myself. I'm like, well, Cooper has had some quality starts in his league. So, whether that quality start is another one come Sunday, who knows? But I mean, with a big back like Derrick Henry back there could affect the run game. Cooper could just kind of like just manage the game and keep just take care of the ball. Don't turn the ball over. Simple. But we'll see what happens with that. The next game we have is I don't think that's not that one. Forget that. Forget that one, ladies and gentlemen. It's this one. You got the Broncos and you got the Eagles. Uh, this is a big time game here, man.
Not for real,
Um,
but whatever.
it's a big time game here with the Philly, being 4-0, and the offense, having their struggles the way they're struggling. You coming in, you playing a defense that has not been what everybody has been hyping up over the offseason. That they've been effective, but they've been not so good either. So with AJ Brown, with his tweets and reading the books on the sideline, I think it might be another long week for him too. With Patrick Surtain on the other side, I already know you're gonna hate. I already know the hate coming, but
I'm not gonna hate. I'm not gonna hate. Are you ready? You ready for me to
yeah,
go?
go ahead.
Nah, man. Like for this game, man. Of course, I'm picking Philly to win because they're just a better football team. Bo Nix got his had his hands full with this defense on Sunday. This is like the for me. This is the measuring stick to see how good your team really is. And if you come out and you play well, okay, I'll moonwalk it back. I'll say, okay, you guys showed me something. But if you come out and you play the way you've been playing, you're not going to beat this Philly team. I don't care who you are. Your best game is probably Philly's B game. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. And
Yeah.
God forbid Jalen Hurts start throwing the ball and getting the ball to AJ Brown.
Also
Man,
considering with the injuries that they have, like on the offensive line specifically with Lane Johnson and a couple other guys that they have.
exactly. So, yeah, man. I think AJ Brown is going to probably be on Patrick Surtain or Devontae Smith. One and two, it really don't matter. Uh, okay, Zach Allen. Zach Allen, Benito. So this is a game right here where you need. This is the game right here where you miss Greenlaw, where you need him to play to really see how good your defense really is when you're at full strength. Okay, Zach Allen, Benito, 26 coming. What you gonna do? He coming. Oh, AJ Dillon coming. Dallas Goddard, he's coming. The tush push is coming.
Tush push coming.
What
It's
you gonna
coming.
do? What you gonna do?
Denver Denver leads the league in sacks with 15. That's a league leading effort right there. So just as much as Bo Nix needs to be, that offensive line needs to be on watch, Jalen Hurts and that offensive line needs to be on watch as well. Um, I mean, 15 sacks, bro. 15 sacks. That's league leading. You can sit here and say that offense has been what they were last year.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
So
No,
just
whoa! Don't get hold on. That was hold on. He get ready to jump through the screen here. I ain't disrespect. I don't want no disrespect. I mean, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. He get ready to jump through the screen on the brother. Now, 15 sacks is a whole lot, though, man. I just think the Eagles' offensive line is just better. Like they've been there, done that. Like, no, can they get to Jalen Hurts? Absolutely. Will they get to him? Probably maybe once or twice. They'll probably get to him. But will that rattle him and put him in a spot where he just starts spraying the ball all over the field and get him out of his game? Probably not, because he done been there, done that. It's like much we want to sugarcoat it, and we want to say Denver defense is this, Denver defense is that. It's on Bo Nix, bro. It's on him.
absolutely.
It's on him. You got to come through and win these games that you're not supposed to win, and prove that doubters wrong. So it's on you. So we'll definitely see, man. It's gonna be a good game. That's one game. That's one game I'm definitely gonna be tuned into. Along with a couple others, but that's one of the games I'm going to highlight, and I can't wait to hear the crash outs on Sunday at 1 o'clock. Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm in total agreement with you. If this Bo Nix need a bounce back game, and he got that last week against Cincinnati, but that's Cincinnati, Joe Burrowless team. So now, like you said, you got Super Bowl chance coming in. Well, you going over there. This is the game where this is how we see what this team is made of. Is this a team that's going to be competing with the top tier teams going down the stretch, or is this a pretender? And this is a big game for them. So, and then we don't need Bo Nix overthrowing receivers. We need Sean Payton to not be so cute on the play calling. We need him to be just very aggressive, and we'll see what this team is made of come 1 o'clock Sunday.
Yeah, and I need to see Jade Barron.
We need to see Johnny Bird. I need to see Johnny Bird. We 20 overall pick.
74 snaps in 4 weeks. I think that is going under the radar a whole lot about all of these rookies. I think out of all these rookies, you've heard more about Shador Sanders and Jade Barron. What is going on? Like, are you seeing a Mario Hampton? You don't seen a Buka. Jade Barron is the least talked about first round pick this year, and that's kind of scary. Like, I don't know what's going on there. You got your ear to the streets a lot more than I do in Denver, so that's pretty wild, bro. I
And
top
and,
2020 to not be playing for 74 snaps in 4 weeks. So
and an undrafted guy is taking this spot right
yeah, so
now.
something's going on. We need answers. Walmart, Penner family, since you want to build a $20 billion stadium in 2032, need answers. What's going on?
Yeah. Uh,
No comment.
yeah. Right. Let's go on to the next game. The next game is
Oh,
Giants at the Saints.
it's
This is
spread though.
Jackson Jackson Dart's next so a second start against a New Orleans team that's pretty much struggling. This game pretty much could go either way. You know.
You know who I picked just for giggles, boy. You know who I picked for giggles. So
Yeah. Larry White says, "Why that dude has that damn hat on? Which one is he talking
which
about?"
one? Because you know he hated on both of them. Which one you talking about?
Yeah, go ahead and hate on both of us.
You can't. I don't even care. You can hate.
Shout out to the coach, man.
Oh,
But I can definitely see, like you said, this is Scrub Bowl, Jackson Dart. I mean, is this a game where he takes it over and against this take advantage of this defense? Is this a game where Spencer Rattler, game manages, or is this a game where Tyler Shuck comes in? Do we see him for the first time? A lot of questions need to be answered over there in New Orleans, and with the Giants as well. I mean, Malik Neighbors is out for the season. You don't have your top target. So, what are you expecting from this one?
I expect to see a whole lot of brown paper bags in the stands on Sunday. A whole, I expect to see some brown paper bag with some eyes and some breathing room to cut out them holes. But that's about it. I ain't like, nah, man. For real, man. I expect Jackson Dart to play well, but I'm picking the Saints to win this game. Don't ask me why. I mean, can't two teams go 0-16 in history? Like Detroit and New Orleans can't be the only two teams to go 0 whatever. Somebody, I got to win a game at some point. So if you're gonna get one on the rookie quarterback for sure. So because if you don't get one here, it's looking real dark after this week, real dark.
Uh, the next dark game right here,
Oh,
we got the Dolphins, Panthers. This should be a game where Tua and Waddle and your boy, who your boy, what's that tight end? Darren Waller. He caught two touchdown passes the other night. This is good. This could be a game where those guys rack up some fantasy points. I don't see too much action out of this one. You got Bryce back there. But what do you think about this game, real quick?
um, I don't know, man. It's gonna be life after Tyreek. Jalen Waddle, you're the number one now. You're making $28 million a year. You're number one guy now. So let's see why you went six overall a couple years ago. Which you show flashes of it, but yeah, you'll be the focal point of the offense now. And Tua just keep spraying the ball all over the field. Don't get yourself hurt. As far as Bryce Young and Carolina go, hey, just keep getting better. It's bad when you ain't got nothing to say about too much to say about this game. These one of these games where you watching it and it's like a bathroom break like every 5 minutes. Give me another bill or something. It's one of these games where you just go get a bill and you just put it on and start talking to everybody in the house because you really don't want to watch the game. But yeah, man, I don't even know who I picked for real. That's how disinterested I'm in this game.
Um, this game is going to be a microscope on McDaniel's and Dave Canales as well, because head coaches don't get a lot of time too. So
What channel this game on? This on what? Tubi? It's on Tubi? I think so. I think this is on Tubi this week.
man, this is it might be on Paramount. So
God, boy.
the next game, got the
Lord Jesus.
Raiders Colts. It's your last 1 o'clock game, so you only got what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1 o'clock games, and this is one of them.
You're
You
gonna
got
hate.
the 1-3 Raiders going against the 3-1 Colts. DJ, time to throw about 300 yards. Go ahead and get this thing wrapped up by halftime. Uh, Geno Smith, can he protect the ball? Can Ashton Genty get off to uh another fast start, big start, another big game from him, just coming off of a 130-yard rushing game. Is he got the opponent where he could potentially do it again? What do you think about y'all chances going into this game?
It's pretty good. There's some room for optimism from the offensive line this week, but the defense. Remember how I said the defense is a bunch of no names and Max Crosby? They're gonna have to step up again this week because Jonathan Taylor's coming, and we all know the last time we played Jonathan Taylor, he had a party on us. I think he ran for like 160. So I mean, hey, it's gonna be it's gonna the 49ers turned up right now. It's gonna be a good game, man. But I expect us to win. I think Gino make more than enough plays to get the job done, and I hope Dale Jones turn back into what he was in New York, just throwing the ball all over the field and making errors. But I expect him to make some plays. He's been playing well. No need for me to hate when he's playing well. You gotta give people credit when credit's due. He's bounced around a few teams. He didn't, of course, things didn't go his way in Giants. He found a home in Minnesota. Then he's out as a free agent, and he's right team. Like you said, circumstances matter. Right scheme, right coach, right team, right city. Breath of fresh air, new start, and then you see he's 3-1. So, big ups to him. But yeah, he not beating us this week. Landslide. Bro, you a hater, bro. Go next game. I
The
swear.
next the next game, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going against the Seattle Seahawks.
Sure, my
Baker
life.
Mayfield, Sam Darnold, they were once teammates on the Carolina Panthers. So that seemed like a long time ago, right?
Yeah, we had both of them on the team, and they were both backups. Now they two stars that both got $100 million contracts, and both of their teams 3-1. If that don't tell you how bad the bad luck the Panthers got, I don't know what is, bro. Like, what are we doing? What are we?
Terrible, man.
Both of them were. One was QB2, one was QB3, and then both of them are $100 million man. Both of their teams 3-1 and first in their division.
Who was QB1?
I forgot who QB1 was.
Andy Dalton?
Was it Andy? It was Andy Dalton at the time. Boy, I'm telling you, boy, if it ain't for bad luck, man, you wouldn't have no luck at all, bro. So I mean, that's tough. That's tough, man. But nevertheless, man, this can be a good game for sure. Uh, Seahawks defense is playing very well. They don't have a household name, but as a unit, Devin Witherspoon, Nick Emenwari, Josh Jobe out of Alabama. He came out a few years ago. They're playing great in the secondary. And then the front seven is playing, great as well. And they're keeping Sam Darnold all right. Much as I criticize them about keeping Geno on the ground, they're keeping Sam Darnold all right. And he's making some plays for him. And then, Tampa Bay, you're not gonna have Mike Evans and Mecca Booker. You're number one again this week. Bucky Irvin. I know you got like a lot of injuries, so I don't know if you're playing, but I expect this to be a good game. Probably one of the better games this week. And I think I picked the Buccaneers to win a close one for sure.
Yeah, Buccaneers got a lot of injuries going on over there.
Wow, that's a lot of injuries, bro.
And then if you're Seattle, you want to go ahead and be able to keep that run game going. Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet running the ball pretty well. JSN, that number one guy over there. So, yeah,
JSN breakout season.
yeah. And then with the other Ohio State wide receiver on the other side with Mecca Abuka, I mean, it's gonna be a fascinating game to watch
Mm-hmm.
at the 405 spot. The next game that we got. The
That's how you
Titans,
for. Oof.
Titans and the Cardinals. Real quick, we ain't gonna stay on this one long because according to Cam Ward, man, they ass. So,
Hot.
uh, but then you got another team in here who's been struggling with the Cardinals. Is this a spot where Cam Ward could potentially get their first win of the season?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It could very well be. I know I picked Arizona to win, but it would not shock me if Tennessee fly back to Nashville with a W on Sunday night. I would not be surprised.
Yeah, I can definitely see that one too. um, the Commanders, the
Ooh.
Chargers. I wonder is Jaden Daniels playing in this one?
Me
I think he might
Seawall,
be back.
hit us up. You know the real.
I
Uh,
think he might be back for this one, and if he is, I'm giving the Washington Commanders a good chance to win this one.
yeah, I think he is coming back because you held him out versus Vegas and you held him out versus Atlanta. That was the
Hmm.
reason why you did that because you knew this was coming down the pike in 3 weeks, and you want him healthy for a test. Another playoff caliber team. You want him healthy, of course. That's the main thing. You want him healthy, but yeah, man, I think he'll be back this week. I think he was limited in practice this week. Yeah, coming today, so I think he's going to play on Sunday. Yeah, man, I want to see that. I want to see that Commanders offense versus the Chargers defense, which is pretty good. Dervin James playing out of his mind right now. So yeah, man, I want to see if Ja'Cory Cross-American can run the ball against this big defensive front. Um, I think Scary Terry. I don't know his availability for this game. I think he might be out. I could be
Think he
wrong.
yeah, thinks I think so. That could change.
Yeah, Debo, step up, be the guy, be the number one guy that you was in San Francisco for a while. But I'm excited for this one. I think this is the one of the 4 o'clock games that I have circled as well. So yes, I think I picked the Chargers to win this game. I
Hmm.
expect Herbert to play well, run the ball, see a little bit more with Marion Hampton. Quentin Johnson, he just turned into Megatron all of a sudden. I guess he heard me talking junk all season. He just want to catch everything that come across the middle now. Like, what is going on?
I think he
Um,
got tired of everybody mess.
I mean, everybody. Keenan Allen cooking, Lad McConkey cooking, or Rondé Gaston cooking. Um, yeah, Herbert. This will be a good one. I really believe this will be a good one. In LA too, I think it's 425 tip.
Yeah, so locally that's gonna be the game around here anyway.
Yep.
So.
Mm-hmm.
The other 425 game, you guys, the Lions and the Bengals, and if Joe
Oh
Burrow had
Jesus.
been playing, this would have been the game to watch right here. But clearly with Joe Burrow being gone, yeah, I can definitely see the Lions going and putting the belt to this one real quick.
Yep, real quick, man. This gonna be a quick one. Marlon St. Brown, you in my fantasy lineup. Keep doing what you're doing. You got me the W last week. Jameson Williams, I mean, he just, he had that torn ACL at Alabama, had that little gambling scandal, and he just came through both of these situations, and he's been outstanding. David Montgomery's been outstanding. Jameer Gibbs has been outstanding. Aiden Hutchinson, Lord have mercy. That bad coming up, Joe Malcolm hit the ground when you hit that million per year. I think we talked about that a couple weeks ago. So yeah, man, I expect the Lions to take care of business and move on to 4-1 or whatever their record may be.
Got 4 sacks so far. Aiden Hutch.
Grown man,
Yeah. Remember last year through I think it was through 5 games he had 7.5 sacks.
going crazy.
Going crazy, and that's when he got hurt.
Yep.
So
And then I think Aleem McNeil, that defensive tackle that came out towards ACL last year. I think he's practicing. So I don't know if he's gonna be ready to go and play this week, but we'll see him in Atlanta very soon, along with their first round pick, Tyler Williams out of Ohio State. So you will see that duo in the inside very, 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 very soon. So
I was wondering about him.
yep.
The Sunday night game, you got the Patriots and the Bills. Uh,
Thanos.
the Bills favored by 7.5. Division rival here. I feel good about the Patriots. I'm not picking the Patriots, but I wouldn't be surprised if they kept it close or won the game simply because they are a division rival. And the fact that the Patriots are kind of on the come up here. What do you think?
Yeah, man, I think this could be a lot closer than people think. I think 7.5. I think the Patriots are going to cover that. Last year, I think the Patriots played them pretty tough. I believe
Yeah.
one game they played them pretty tough. And
I
I
want
don't,
to say they beat them the last game. I want to say.
yeah, and I don't expect anything else to change here. Mike Vrabel's going to have his team up and ready to roll. Drake May, he's counted for 77% of his team's yardage this year. So Drake May a bust. So that's a good thing. But his weapons are young. Stephon Diggs, I hope we see a little more of him. He might have a little chip on his shoulder. This is a revenge game from playing in Buffalo a couple of years ago, getting close and losing in the AFC Championship. You know,
Yo, remember when they played the Texans last year and he
uh
had that look on his.
yeah, yeah, man, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I can see him coming on, having a party. But I want to see the Bills defense. I know we can't see my guy Maxwell Harrison yet. He'll be back soon. But I want to see Keon Coleman and Kincaid and those tight ends, do work. And I want to see James Cook keep proving why he's worth $15 million a year, and they paid him. So
uh, the Bills got a lot of injuries. Um, for one, Matt Milano's he's dealing with a pet.
mm,
Uh, so he's questionable. Ed Oliver's dealing with an ankle. He's questionable. Uh, then you got the rookie T.J. Sanders. He's questionable with a knee. Dorian Strong is dealing with a neck. Like this team has got Maxwell Harrison on IR, as you said. He's got with a knee. Like this team is going through a lot right now, man, with the injuries. Yeah, but I think that they got what it takes to where they can win the game. So,
yeah,
and then the last game Monday night, you got the Chiefs at the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Chiefs are favored by 3.5. This could be a good one too with Trevor Lawrence and Patrick Mahomes. What do you? I think this is a game you got it in Duval. This is a game where Jacksonville has you're sitting at 3-1 right now. They have to. They got to take advantage of this. They got to win this game.
they have to.
As we were talking about with Denver before I let you go, as we were talking about with Denver with Bo Nix, this is the game. Like, are you one of them? And it still doesn't determine anything because it's in the season, and you like the postseason is what really matters. But this game right here determines are you one of them or are you just
All
another
right.
one there?
Yeah, man, you're absolutely right. I think this is like a litmus test for Trevor Lawrence. Like it's like Bo Nix with the Eagles on Sunday. It's a good litmus test, man. I expect Kansas City to come out and play well. I'm curious to see this Jacksonville's defense versus Kansas City's offense. They league had 13 takeaways. Can they add on to that and give Trevor Lawrence extra possessions to put the ball in the paint, get him shorter fields? So yeah, I think that's gonna be a good one. I'm probably going to stay up all night for that one, just because I want to see the Prince, as they call him in Jacksonville, go up against Mahomes and see if we can get the W. So I'm very excited about that one. Thank God we ain't got no double hitters this week, boy, because your boy was your boy was struggling. 12 minutes and 44 seconds in the first quarter of the first game, boy.
Oh, don't worry, they'll be back next week.
Who we got double hitter? We got the next.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm too old for this, man.
For the next 2 Mondays, matter of fact.
I'll be fighting for
Right
my
after that.
God.
Uh, so so those are your games for the week. People can chime in the comment section on what you think about the games. Who you think's gonna win? Do you think our picks sucked? Do you
I
think we
did
got it
last.
right?
I hope.
Do you think our picks sucked? Do you think we did well? According to last week, we did well. I did well. Mine didn't, but uh, Mine's picks for the week. You got 4 teams on bye week. You got the Bears, Steelers, the Falcons, and the Packers on bye week, and those are Amon's picks right there on the graphic. Um, he didn't pick Denver, so we see the hater he is. Friend of the show, Rob. That's his picks right there, and Rob just hit the 30. The 30.
Hold up, he picked the Raiders to lose to the. I hope he go on whatever this week, bro.
I mean, I ain't surprised though, because I mean,
He weak for that.
I did the same thing. I took the Colts in this one, and I also took Denver to win. Will Denver win? We will see, but.
So
No, no, no.
you ain't even. See, you delusional. You ain't even keeping it real with yourself.
How?
You know, Bo Nix can't go up in the Philly and beat them boys, man. Come
You
on,
don't know that the game ain't started
I
yet.
know that. You know how I know that? Because I see it in your eyes when you was talking about it during that game. You won't confident. You won't convinced that you was gonna go up in there and win. I see it.
And
I heard it in your tone in your voice when we were talking.
look,
You won't
uh,
convinced.
I,
You don't
I,
want to
I wanted to pick Philly just so I could have that psychological
Okay,
pick.
MJ. Okay, Michael Jordan.
but but I'm staying by my team.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna look. You ain't gonna except for the first game, you gonna never see me not pick the Raiders. I don't care who we playing. We could be playing the Monstars from Space Jam. I'm gonna pick them jokers every time. But I give it to you. You stand by your team, boy. I tell you that for sure. Woo. Mm.
Yeah, so that's all the picks. That's pretty much everything right there. Man, I think we do. This is a good show.
Yeah, I think this
Uh,
was a good one as well, man. Hour and 30 minutes long. You know, we over our mid 30s now. We 30 pushing 40. We are here an hour and 30 minutes on camera. It's time for us to go to bed. You know it's time for us to hit the bed, boy.
Anything else you had before we head out, brother?
No, man. Just I think this year is kind of crazy because we've been seeing a whole lot on a more serious note here. We've been seeing a whole lot of more injuries to key players on all 32 teams. Like some people's best players, you know. So if you haven't had an injury bug yet, knock on wood. Hope everybody stay healthy, man. But there's been some big losses: torn pecs, torn ACLs, torn MCLs, hairline fractures. Tyreek with his knee, you name it, man. We've had it this year. It's just unfortunate. It's a year like no other, and that's why I always, say, hey, I don't never fault a player for holding out. Get your money because you never know, when it's your last snap in the NFL. So get your money while you can. Cash out because we all know the NFL stands for not for long. You only get 1-2 big contracts if you're lucky. Um, Man, injuries can happen. Who's my boy Rashawn Slater? He signed a 4-year, $100 million deal with the Chargers in the offseason. First week of the last, I think it was the last preseason game. He tore his patella tendon. He's secure. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. But the injuries has been crazy. Other than that, man, it's been a good season. Some better than others. Some people teams are doing well. Some people teams are doing not. People's teams are starting to see who they really are going into week 5. By week 8, you know who you are as a football team. And yeah, man, I'm just gonna continue enjoying these games and taking it week by week, man.
That's right, because it ends quicker than you know it. So, good luck to all the teams this
Top
week.
of the Broncos.
Besides the Raiders,
See, I had to get
besides
mine
the
off first.
Eagles.
I had to get mine
um,
first.
yeah, but good luck to all the teams out there besides those two teams, and we'll be back next week to cover week 5. Mon, you'll be here with me, so
It
there's
feels like we
nothing
win.
else.
If we win, I'll be here. I put sick day. I'm gonna be a sick day that day. I don't know. 1-4, I ain't coming to work. I ain't coming.
You ain't coming.
If we lose, I ain't coming.
Well, if we get blowed out, I ain't coming. You had to do it by
We
yourself. So
we got some cancel this week. Then we had emergency. So, but yes, man, you'll see us back here next week. Win, lose, or draw. But yeah, man. Until then.